Rob here, checking in with you on Tuesday afternoon. Yesterday I said I was going to post another video because I had some more stuff to show. So that's where we're at right now. Probably only 8 records here, but I was pretty excited about them. Most of which were from a record fair I hit up 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or something like that. Right now, got this spinning. OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, with their best album, in my opinion. I think probably most people's opinion. I could be wrong there. Architecture and Morality. Early 80s, 1981 actually. I threw that on. It kind of goes with the theme of some of the stuff I'm going to show here, so I thought it seemed appropriate. So I was stoked to find these records. I've been on a big post-punk kick recently, so this first one seemed appropriate. Joy Division, Closer. This is an original Canadian pressing. Very reasonable price. This is their second and final formal studio album. This came out right after Ian Curtis committed suicide, so it's especially haunting. I think all their music is kind of haunting, but considering the circumstances, that hits you hard. Factory Records. One of my favorite bands. Classic. I needed a copy of this, so I was happy to find this. Good price. Of course, out of the ashes of Joy Division came New Order. Again, at the record fair I found this. This is also a Canadian pressing. 1981, 1982. I want to say this is their first EP. This came out after their first album, Movement. This is great. Temptations on this. Hurt. Every song's great. Procession. Pretty much New Order through most of the 80s didn't do much wrong. They were putting out some great stuff in the 80s. Including Blue Monday. This track pretty much speaks for itself. Great dance track, synthesized dance track. Was pretty happy to. I've been looking for this for a while. A decent used copy. This is the. They released. I know a remix. They released a few remixes of this, I think, but the popular one being the late 80s, like 88, 89, they released a remix of this. In my opinion, this is much superior. I remember a track on the Matrix soundtrack to a cover of this, I think by Orgy. And they kind of did a hard rock version of it. Nothing compares to the original Blue Monday. One more New Order album. Arguably their best album. Power, Corruption, and Lies. I think this originally came out in '83. This is on Factory Records. This is a reissue from a few years later on Quest. Not much needs to be said that hasn't already about this album. Age of Consent, probably my favorite song by them. Every single track on this is great. if you haven't listened to this, you need to. So this is great. Next here, another 80s album, 1988, The Church with their album Starfish. It's got Under the Milky Way on it. Probably their biggest single. So this is a good album though, all the way through. So just happy to find that. Up next, the band, music from Big Pink. Big Pink being the house that they stayed in while they wrote most of this album. This is their first album. This is a reissue from the late 70s. That's all I need. Recorded this, like I said, down in this house, I believe in Woodstock, New York, or somewhere in down there. It's a classic. Probably their best album. I really enjoy The Last Waltz, though. Live stuff. They're a great live band. But yeah, you can't go wrong with this. Needed a copy of that. This one I found in a dollar bin at a local store. I think it was, the cover's a little beat up. It's ripping on the bottom. I think that's why they threw it in for $1. But Wild and Peaceful by Kool and the Gang. It's got some cool hype stickers here. Jungle Boogie. Funny stuff. Delight Records. 1973. You gotta have a little funk in your collection. Kool and the Gang is a good place to start. Here, I think there's 2 more left. These are newer albums I bought. Used on Discogs though. Arctic Monkeys, AM. 2013, Domino Records. This is my favorite album of theirs by a good margin. So I'm excited to see what they put out next. This is just, it seemed a little more thoughtful and it was a little darker. Some great tracks on this. Last thing I'll show you in this video is another Discogs purchase. A nice used copy. Bon Iver, Blood Bank. EP, his first EP. I think his first release, honestly. Jaguar Records, 2009. Bon Iver, of course, kind of came off as folk music. He's since expanded into all sorts of different types of music, but the first 3 tracks on this are pretty straightforward folk. Blood Bank being a fantastic song. And then the last track on here, Woods, kind of takes a sharp turn into kind of an odd a cappella vocal track, smothered in kind of like vocoder auto-tune sound, which might not sound great to some of you guys, but it's a good track, and it's a cool, odd placement for an album like this. Check it out, Woods. Bon Iver. I like all his records. Needed this one. So yeah, that's going to be it for me right now. I just wanted to show you guys the second installment of what I found recently. I will try to make another video sooner rather than later, because that 2 months is kind of a long time. I have fun doing this, and I think I have like 8 subscribers now, so that's exciting. I'll probably pull some stuff off the shelves here in the coming week. We'll see. Thanks for watching. See you next time.